you on. Apparently I'm supposed to make content, and one of the things you do is a tour of your extensive office facilities, and that is what we are doing today. So as you can see, I have a large and extensive and state-of-the-art facility here, and I've spent a lot of time getting it set up to be like that, and in this quite spacious area I have. In here I keep all the things I really need on a day-to-day basis, because they don't let me out very much, so I really have to get by with my space here, really. So I will take you around some of my things. Over here, of course, I keep our masks. You do have to have masks, of course. I live in Queensland, Australia, and apparently I hear from my friends in America that if I go outside, the police will shoot me or something if I don't have a mask on. I haven't tried that, but so I'm told. That's what they tell me, and I mean, they couldn't possibly get that wrong, could they? I don't actually see anybody outside, but that's what they tell me. I keep, of course, alcohol, because that is supposedly good for killing microbes and whatnot. It also is really good for cleaning thermal paste off of CPUs, which is what I really use it for, and it smells quite good too. I keep my Linux box over there. Currently I use that for video editing, and it's a 2600X AMD. It quite good for transcoding and putting all the video frames together and stuff, like whatever it does. You splice it together and it does things. The actual computer is behind there. It has RGB RAM, which is hella annoying, and it's bright, and so I put it behind the screen so I don't have to look at this flashy lights in my face all the time, because it stays on all the time. Even when I put it to sleep, it just keeps flashing. It never stops, ever, which is great. Here I keep some drawers where I keep all those important leads, like all those dozens of VGA leads you get with every single item you buy. There's a VGA lead in it that you never use, except for security systems occasionally, but you only need one. You really do. You really don't need a dozen of them. I keep them anyway, just in case. I also have more of them in the garage, along with about 30 power cables for computers that no longer exist, but you never know when you might need them. Also, lots of little screw drawers. You also always need lots of drawers. I need more drawers just to put all the little bits of stuff in that I can then put them in and never to be seen again, but I know they're safe somewhere. They're in a drawer somewhere, and if I ever need them, I'll go buy some more and then put those in the drawer so they can keep them company. I also have this cool hat thing that somebody gave me that looks like Jane's hat from Firefly a bit, and I wear it with I don't wear it at all, actually, because I live in the tropics. I do not need a warm hat or anything like that, because my head would catch fire. That would be bad. I have my coffee cup, which is a large coffee cup that is always half full of cold coffee, which is always handy. Always should have that. A microphone I don't use because it needs a boom. I don't use it much because it needs to be in front of my face, and I've been too slack to get a boom for it. Joystick if I ever play, you know, flight sim or something, when I get my flight simulator, which I do sometimes. Over in the corner I put all the bits that I'm currently should be in a computer, but I've pulled them out and I put them over there. So they're really hard to get to, so that when I need to do something I've got to go drag over in the corner. But it's a good place to put things, so they're, rather than out of sight, out of mind, they're in sight and in mind and ugly. My main computer, which is in this antique case, which has had the innards changed on numerous occasions, but it still functions as a box for holding bits in. Currently a 5600. The 5800 I do not own. My son owns one of those, but one day I'll swap and see if he notices. But we'll try that sometime. Has the 5600 and an AMD video card in it. It does have some LGBT lighting, or possibly RGB lighting, one of those. On top of this computer I keep things like props, like this hard drive. It's not really any good for a hard drive, so I keep it as a prop whenever I need to say, oh, I need to put this on a hard drive, or put this hard drive in a computer. So I pull out this hard drive prop, which is quite handy because it's a Western Digital green, so really mostly useful as a prop, although I do use it as a hard drive as well on occasion, because it does work like that. Oh, I have a Kindle. This is a Kindle and it has a book on it. Something about conspiracy theories in Australia, because that's hilarious. I think it's a comedy. I'm going to read it sometime and see if it's a comedy. I assume it's a comedy. Over here I have the monitor for my main computer, which is hiding a lot of rubbish behind, like speakers and a NAS, and I don't really want to know what else. As you can see, I am not very good at cleaning off icons and shortcuts off my screen. Everything I install leaves a shortcut on my screen and I couldn't be bothered removing it. They are all rubbish. There is some, unfortunately, there is also text files and notes and things mixed in with them, and I have to then sort through and only delete the rubbish and put all the rest of them in a folder where they belong, in some sort of proper filing system, instead of just being sitting on my desktop. And even most of them are rubbish. There'd be notes like links to funny videos on YouTube or something, so I need to do that sometime. And that is the police coming to get me, I dare say. I'm going to keep an eye out for when they get here, and I have my mask ready. In case I need it. That's okay, they've gone to the neighbour's house. I hope he has his mask ready, because whoa, I'll listen for shots. Way back behind somewhere I have a Minecraft server that you can't see because it's very small, and it's buried under, probably buried under the surveillance system, which is on this speaker, so I can see when the police get here and knock on the door, and I can then pretend I'm not home, or crawl into the attic space, which through the top of the bathroom. But I've got a good prior warning to before they get here, so that's good. Over here I have a Pew Pew box that I can play with while I wait for the police, as well as I've got my lighting, which is on the wall. You can see a little bit of it. It's state-of-the-art lighting facility, lighting equipment that I can then control with my household Google, and I can turn it on and off by saying things like, hey Google, turn off the office light, and it does it, because that's what it does. Hey Google, turn on the office light. So I don't actually have to do that. It'll do it, which is cool. And I have some speakers, and I have a lens cap which goes on the camera for when, like, I don't want to film things. I also have this cool little stand that I can just put on the desk, because then I can just put the camera there and just film from there, instead of using a tripod, and then if I want to I can just plonk it over there. It's like multi-purpose. I have some sort of nuke launcher if things get bad. I don't use that very often. And just to annoy all the flat earthers, I do keep a globe that slowly turns around, because nothing annoys a flat earther more than a spinning globe, so you should always keep one of those around. As I said before, my NAS, keep plastic waste around, as everyone should have some plastic waste in their room that they've printed up, because everyone has a benchy. If you've got a 3D printer, you have plenty of these in the house, because, well, if you have one, you know. I do believe this is some sort of metal that melts at like body temperature. You know what that is. The most important thing that I keep in my room, of course, is the dog. There are a few of these around, but this is one that spends a lot of time in this room. He spends a lot of time going in and out of this room too, but because the door is shut, he has to bark at me every time he wants to go in and out. And he does a lot, so, but we love him a lot. Hello. Say hello to the camera. That's Wiki Dog. I don't think that's his real name. We don't know what his real name is. Some people call him Ricky. I call him Wiki. He didn't come with a name, and we just make stuff up. I keep liver treats in here for him. He now wants a liver treat because he saw the liver treats, and now he's going to want one, and he'll probably bark soon. I also have some pens, because pens are cool. I don't use pens very much because I type on a computer, and then I print them out. I have a printer right here. It doesn't work because it ran out of ink, and I couldn't be bothered buying more ink, so I bought a new printer, but it's downstairs. So if I want to print something, I actually have to go downstairs, which is really cool. Oh, I have another computer here. There's a lot of computers in this room, so I'm thinking 1, 2, I don't know, I've lost count already. But there's lots, because that's one, and that's sort of a computer because it's a NAS, and that's a computer, and this is kind of a computer. So, and the Google Mini's sort of a computer too. So, and my camera has a computer in it, so that's sort of a computer too. There's a lot of computers here, and that's why it's really noisy, because all these computers make noise because they've all got fans and stuff. And anyway, I'm going to get my mask here, and I'm going to go out for a bit, because masks are back, and that's cool because reasons. So good luck out there, and we'll see you sometime, because this will be good.